Alright, I just wanted to do a quick update on the project here. Just picked up 18 landscaping ties to build up 8-foot by 16-foot garden just past the lilacs here. Over here, there's going to be a 16-foot long by 8-foot wide garden raised up by three of the landscaping ties on each side. So we had 12 yards of topsoil delivered from Grindstone Landscaping Supply right next to Fabrizi. So I'm busy spreading that. Pulled up some weeds here by the lilac, filling in some bare spots in the yard with some topsoil, filled in along the path. There's 12 yards here and spread out a little bit already. Spread some over there where it was low, and I'm going to spread over by the tree where it was low, and I had a bunch of chunks of clay. I put a bunch along the path here so you don't sprain your ankle if you step off the stones. I have to fill in here still, that's low. But it looks gorgeous. Look at this. It is going to be an absolute paradise back here. I've got 40 bags of 60-pound concrete, or 40 60-pound concrete bags here under tarps, because it started raining before I could finish pouring the concrete. I finished half of the slab, so it might look kind of bad right now, but once I have it finished, it'll look better. Don't worry, it'll be just fine. Eventually there will be a building there, so you won't even really see the concrete. But until then, there will be a temporary like a gazebo, a 10-foot by 10-foot gazebo with the screens for curtains that zip up so that bugs don't come in. It's really nice. That'll be a temporary structure for them until we build the actual Japanese rice hut, which will be probably next summer or the following, maybe a couple of years. There were thousands and thousands of tadpoles here in the shallows where I excavated for the pad. Thousands and thousands of tadpoles all along here, and the goldfish were swimming up, kind of like orcas. You know how orcas swim up to the shore at the ocean to eat seals? It was like that. Goldfish were coming up into here trying to eat all the tadpoles. It was amazing. Hundreds of goldfish just around noon, 1 o'clock, 2 p.m. when it's really sunny and the sun is high. They're all schooling around the surface of the water, just looking for food and following each other in big, huge schools. Really beautiful. You could stand here for hours just watching the fish and the frogs and tadpoles swimming around. It's really going to be nice sitting here. There's going to be a deck, and then the dock, of course. It's going to be awesome just to sit on the end of the dock, looking at all the fish, feeding the fish. Of course, we're going to eventually, when everything's finished, we're going to redo the wood chip path that goes all the way around. So fill in some low-lying areas that are back there. There's a guy weed whacking over there, I apologize. But I'll try to get a video of the absolute massive swarms of tadpoles that come up to the shore during the day. It's like a swarm of ants when you drop candy on the sidewalk. It's like that. You can't even see through them. There's just so many, just thousands of them. And I'm sure while the tadpoles are small, the goldfish are going to be maybe snacking on them here and there. But once they get bigger, there's some koi. There's a handful of koi in here that are anywhere from 6 to 10 inches long. So there are some really big fish in there. Those will probably munch on the tadpoles even as they get bigger, but the smaller goldfish, now's the time for them to fill up, because once these tadpoles get bigger, they won't be able to eat them. But for all the thousands and thousands of tadpoles that there are, only a handful are probably going to live to adulthood, so that's like a fraction of 1%. So like 0.005 maybe, or 0.01%. Fraction of a percent are going to survive to adulthood, which is crazy when you think about it. Kind of sad, but It is absolutely gorgeous. Here's the pad once more. Like I said, it looks kind of bad because I had to stop halfway through, but I'll be able to blend it just fine, and the rebar really will hold it together, and it's really going to be a solid structure. And then I'm going to be able to anchor the deck and the dock off of posts that I'm going to concrete into the ground really deep, 3 to 4 feet, with hundreds and hundreds of pounds of concrete. So this thing is going to be really sturdy. It's going to be built using 6x6 like studs, 6x6 posts, and the 6x6 can support over 10,000 pounds, just one of them. There's going to be 4. So technically, I mean, the dock won't be able to support 40,000 pounds, but I wouldn't doubt if you couldn't stack 10,000 pounds on this dock and still be safe. Not that there would ever be close to 10,000 pounds on the dock, but it can't hurt to over-engineer as long as the cost stays reasonable. And it was not much more money to go from a 4x4 to a 6x6 post. We're talking like in the tens of dollars just to go up in size. So it's much better to over-engineer for safety's sake than to under-engineer and have a rickety, dangerous structure that could potentially collapse. Last thing I want is for a bunch of people to be walking out on the dock and have this thing fall into the water. So, next update, we'll show the completed garden here, elevated garden, and this huge pile of topsoil should be spread. A lot of work though, but it's fun. I love it. Backbreaking work, but someone's got to do it. All right, later.